Right, I'm going to try my best to tell you guys how to get the casino chips working properly. So, the cheat engine, by the way. So, what you want to do is, at the roulette table, you want to start up cheat engine, which we do so by doing this, or however you may choose. Hook it into GTA 5. Now, first time I do 300 as per the guide. So we do 300 first scan, and then 1, 2, 3, 600 for the second scan, which gives us our 4 values which we need. Once you've got them 4 values, add those to the bottom and create a header. Create a header called GTA or whatever you want, and move all of those first 4 copied things into underneath the GTA header. Because those values that you got at first are your values that your odds basically that you're placing. So once you've got those under there, you right click on the group, click the select the config, and select that setting. This one right here. That one. Same as children to propagate it down. And again, set a hotkey to F1 to set the value to, and I choose 65,000 as my preferred amount after a bit of testing. So F1, so every time you press F1, it's going to automatically basically set your stake at 65,000 coins or whatever. So once you've got all that done, that's good. You can be happy with that. You can go ahead and new scan that, get rid of all that shit, and you've got your group here with your addresses underneath. Now go back to the table and look at the last bet. So press E for the history. So number 7, the last number on the end on the right side is the last number, so that's 7. So we can go ahead and search for a 7. If you can't get a bet in history, just wait for a couple of spins to narrow it down. So I know that the bet history was 7, so I know the last spin was 7. You only do the last spin. So I know the last spin was 7 because of the bet history, but you might have to wait to find out what the spin is. If you do, just do that. So we'll wait now. This part is a bit boring because you just got to wait for this fucking ball to spin. We'll see what it gives us. $36. So 36. So whatever number you got, you want to type in here after you've typed in the initial number that you had. So for me it was 7 and 36. So I do 7 and 36 and click next scan, and it only brings up 5 now. So this is basically, we're trying to figure out which value the scan is of the number of the ball that's going to come out. So the next time it rolls, when this time here, when this hits 0, one of these values will change, and whichever one changes determines the number. So you see that there, number 1, so it's going to land on number 1. So E38 is our value, that's the one. Whichever one changes on your end, highlight it, because that's the one you're going to be using. So in my case it's E38 and it's number 1, so this is going to spin on number 1. There we go. So now we know that that's the right one because it matches up with the spins. You can do this if you need to wait a couple of spins to get your values, that's fine. To get your values down to a readable amount, that's fine. It might take a bit longer, but I got pretty lucky here. So now I know that this is my main one. So now what I'm going to do is go back to the board, And now I know I've got the right number, so I can now change the outcome of the draw now to whatever number I want. So for the sake of it, I'm going to put number 11. So I'm going to back 11. So 11 is my number. So we'll wait for the countdown. When it hits 0, that number 1 will change to something else. 9, which it did. So you right click on that, click change, type it to the number that you backed, which was 11. Click OK, go back to the game and press F1 to back the odds that you initially set with the group. Tab back to change to make sure it's done it. See the value of 65,000. Back in 2.3 million chips, 11. So this number, this is what the spin is going to be. But you can change that. You can basically hack the game to be whatever number you want it to be. So you're always going to win basically. You just need to remember to apply your F keys, your hotkeys, so that you get your wager bonuses from this bit down below. So this time, let's say, I don't know, number 28 we're going to go for. So you can only place one bet, by the way. Only place one chip on one number. So I'm picking number 28. So I've picked number 28. The bets are closed. It's changed. It's going to be 14. But I don't want it to be 14. I want it to be 28. Press OK. Go back into game. Press F1 to activate my wager thing. Make sure that's activated by tapping back into changing and checking the values at 65,000, which it is. And boom, there we go, 2.3 million again. And that's all they'll let me have. I've fucking took him out of business. He's a pussy. Now, after you've made so much, you do get banned from the casino for a bit. I guess it's because you made too much money. So right now, I'm actually not able to spend stuff, but who cares? It's worked. I just made a few million, a couple of minutes. Obviously, it does cap out. I've only made like 7 million at a time, but you can come back every like half hour and do it again. So you just do that, buy all your shit, chill for a bit, go back, and you'll have all that money again. So it's all good. It works fine. Yeah, so I hope that worked. If anyone has any questions or tips, tricks, or anything else, or anyone wants to just throw 100 million at my head, because I do want to be rich, but I'm not rich, then let me know. Alright, peace.